It feels like everybody I talk to is so interested in what tech other professionals are using to grow their firm. It's one of the main talking points of Digital CPA, where I gave a presentation on optimal tools for the CAS tech stack. So we walked through a number of items in this presentation related to how to build an optimal tech stack and how to review technology to bring into your firm. So we're going to start a couple-part series, maybe 3, maybe 4, on diving into optimal tech stack. Let's dive in. And welcome back. Today, we're diving into a series on optimal tech stack. I'm going to start by talking through how I think about building a tech stack and the 2 most important elements that contribute to success in our CAS practice. So the first thing I want to hit on is data infrastructure. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without a quality data infrastructure. And what I mean by that is we can buy off-the-shelf tech, we can buy tools that do really well for client service and internal operations. However, if that is not connected to one another in a centralized source, it can yield a tremendous amount of problems, from communicating internally with our team on expectations and client deliverables to getting work done efficiently. I think efficiency is, of course, a big part of a tech stack, but it's not the end-all be-all. I like to evaluate tech through the lens of, will this yield a positive outcome for my clients if I were to bring on this new piece of technology? But when we think about data infrastructure, we think about how is all of the data that we're gathering across the tech stack being aggregated in a way that can drive action. And that's one half for internal purposes. How are we utilizing our time data, our billing data, our additional operational data of workflow management? How are we marrying all that together in a really centralized way to understand how to pull levers to continue growing the firm? So an example of that could be something as simple as client margin. Do you have an understanding of not only what your margin is on a client or industry level basis, but do you understand what's actually contributing to that margin? Do you understand if there are certain services that are yielding a higher margin than others? Things like this allow you to get a little bit more granular on how to best educate your team, how to best serve your clients, and also where opportunities lie for improvement. If you see maybe your AR service is doing really well, it's very profitable, but there's some clients that maybe just don't have that. It could be a client-specific thing. Maybe they've got some nuance, or maybe they don't have AR, but it gives you a sense of directionality on where to lean into to continue growing your firm. As we're in budgeting season right now for 2025, if you're not equipped with this data, how are you going to put a quality plan together in a go-to-market capacity to grow your firm? I think some of that revenue growth comes from your existing client base, and a lot of it comes net new. And so if you have a good sense as to how to build a feedback loop of data from your existing clients into your sales process, you'll be far better equipped to navigate the landscape of what your firm growth looks like going forward. There's a whole 2-hour discussion on building a data infrastructure. We're not going to get into that today, but just know that having a data strategy overall and an aggregation of your data in a warehouse that you can pull and glean information from will set you up for success. The second thing I want to hit on is related to redundancy in tools. So when you think about what types of tools you're bringing onto your tech stack, you want to ensure that you can potentially multi-purpose them, that you can thread these tools together really well across multiple segments of your business. So for us, on one hand, we've got the day-to-day client service, the monthly recurring accounting workflow that we manage, that we utilize LiveFlow for. We extract data from QBO, we input into Google Sheets or Excel, and that's an automatic process. There's no exporting, there's no sorting and filtering and manipulating the data to get it into the type of format that we need it for our monthly accounting work. And so we utilize that for our month-end close process within the existing client service realm, but then also use that for reporting. So we're not having to jump back and forth between several tools, but instead use the full capabilities of a single tool that can really help us across our entire delivery process. So if you have a firm data infrastructure plan set up, if you have tools that you can thread amongst several capacities, that immediately begins to set you up for success, because you're limiting the amount of ingestion and onboarding and training that it requires to get a team up to speed on those things. So those are two elements from our tech stack of things that we like and use all the time, in addition to things like Notion and Slack, Financial Sense, Ignition, HubSpot, Fathom. There's a lot of interesting tools that we utilize. We also have Zapier and Make and other custom APIs to help thread the entire tech stack together. That's for a broader discussion later, but I look at firm data infrastructure and how to multi-thread technology that you're bringing into your firm as a starting point. Next, we'll talk about how to evaluate bringing on new technology to your firm. Till next time.